Hey there, Blake. Hey, Rich. All right, so here's your overall what we've been working on. Watch this one over here on the left. So a couple things about the setup that we went over. This is good. Get the ball in the middle, and then we're going to step to the left and to the right. You got good ball position. Remember, the ball is forward of center on all your iron shots, up more by the heel in your driver swing. You got your hands more or less centered here, and you want to feel like your head is slightly behind the ball. So we're talking about how you are trying to get centered in the backswing. So this is you're slightly tilted to the right, but sometimes you get left. So you want you want to feel like you're 50-50 on your feet. The right foot's usually straighter ahead than the left. Now I'm going to go through the movement. So your tendencies, like you see here, is to move a little bit too far off the ball. So we want to not move to the right a whole lot when you turn. And we're going to try turning with the upper body. And we definitely want to keep the hips when you're looking at it face on. Want to keep the hips in the box here. So we see I'm encouraging you just to move a little bit to the right with your head. You want to feel your right foot nice and braced in. So always remember to brace the right foot. And now I'm going to move you. And that's going to come from the ground. So when you want to go this way with your hips, you're going to push against the ground that way, against the brace of that right foot. So we need to have some of that slide while your head stays pretty still. So right here we're getting some stretch in the downswing on the upper body. And also notice that I'm keeping the angle between your left arm and the club here. So along with the sideways movement, you also have to twist at the same time. So we're going to rotate toward the left heel. And now you can see how your right elbow is going to come in front of you. So that's that throwing feeling. Notice how your head is coming back into the box and your hips are nicely forward and around. And now as we go to hit it, we're going to try to lean the shaft forward somewhat at impact. And we want the weight over on that left heel, moving over there. And then the arms, you can see just how much extension that you feel away from the center of your chest. We want the head to stay there for after you hit it. We want that extension. And then we want to finish it up. I didn't finish it for you this time. And so after we did that, you made a couple of nice swings. Let's see if this is one of them. Whoops. A little off balance. So remember that balance is going to be see, one of these was good here. That's a little dark. There you go. So that's good balance there. And really, pretty good swing. So now here on the right, I'll just make this full screen. Wrong one. That figures. Alright, so from this angle, a couple things are big. One is you've got to keep your chin up somewhat so you don't get it stuck down in your chest. So your posture is good here. We don't want to be too bent over, but we definitely want to have a little tilt in the waist. Got a nice comfortable knee flex. You've got about a hand's worth of space between the club and the ball, and we want to keep the grip pointed up at your belt buckle, which that's perfect right there. So that looks good. Alright, so two things we want to do here. One, normally when you start back, your head moves way forward. So I've got the shaft up here to keep your head keep you from pushing everything forward. And at the same time, your downswing, one of your biggest issues is coming over the top. So when I take the shaft and I put it up next to your right shoulder in the backswing, what that's going to do, that's going to keep your left arm closer to your chest. So we're always talking about trying to keep your left arm more connected. Now in the takeaway, this wasn't too bad, but you'd rather have the club right here coming up the line, the original line of the shaft right here. You'd rather have it coming right up there. So that's where I would put that stick out there and you would go over it. So that feels like it's kind of straight back. Now you can see how your head's going down. That's one of the reasons why you want to have that chin's feeling like it's going to stay up. And now you're going to stay taller as you start back. And we want the depth going into the right hip. Now, so this is where normally your hands would jump over this way and you'd come down way from the outside, but notice I've got my shaft right here. So your left arm, what that does is that reminds you to keep your left arm closer to your body so you don't come over the top nearly as much. So look where that club's coming from. That's very nice. But you can see I'm struggling to keep your head from going way forward like that. But that was a good swing. Club goes around nicely. And eventually we want to keep your hips back in this box here. So this hip box from this angle is important. You'd want to keep your butt on the line. So that backswing is pretty good. And then on the forward swing, you want to keep your belt buckle back and you want to move back this way. So you want to go toward that left heel. And you can see this is going to go a little bit too much up and out to the right. So keep the swing nice and smooth. You want to keep the reason balance is important is it tells you if you're swinging too hard. You want to swing aggressively, but you want to do it within the confines of being able to balance yourself at the end. So that was pretty good there. So we worked on a lot of stuff, and really what you need to do is just keep practicing, keep hitting balls, and watch this and keep thinking about the things that you need to be doing. All right?